Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about the Viper HD line of rifle scopes. The Viper HD series is a versatile line of rifle scopes, ensuring that no matter what, where, or how you're hunting, there's an optimal setup for you and your application. All the scopes in this lineup feature an HD optical system, giving you excellent image clarity and brightness, especially for those low light scenarios. They also feature illuminated reticles, 30mm tubes, and 5x optical zooms, giving you a 2 to 10 power, 3 to 15, and 5 to 25 on that high end. Some of the features about these scopes vary from configuration to configuration, so we'll go one by one, starting with the 2 to 10. The 2 to 10 by 42 is a great scope for whitetail hunters in the Midwest or anybody else finding themselves in closer quarters, denser vegetation, or any other scenario where having that wide field of view that lower magnification provides and optimal low light performance is going to come in handy. Now, it keeps things simple when it comes to your inputs with the scope. We have the push button illumination on the side, as do all the Viper HD rifle scopes, and then it has a capped elevation and windage turret. Now, those turrets are toolless, so once you dial in your zero, it's a simple lift and re-index to zero. In case you ever find yourself needing to dial again in the future, you can do that easily from the zero mark. Keeping things simple, the reticle is a dead hole BDC with that center illuminated dot. It's located in the second focal plane. Now, the 2 to 10 doesn't have an adjustable parallax knob on the side. Instead, the parallax is fixed at 100 yards. As far as length and weight go on the 2 to 10 by 42, it is 12.1 inches long and 19.9 ounces. Moving up just a bit in size and magnification, we have the 3 to 15 by 44 models of the Viper HD lineup. Now, these are great scopes for Western hunters like elk hunters or mule deer, where having the extra magnification and the additional features that you can get in the 3 to 15 scopes here can really come in handy. Just within this 3 to 15 configuration, you have a couple different flavors. For example, right over here, we have a 3 to 15 by 44 with the dead hole BDC and the capped turrets, much like the 2 to 10 in terms of features. The one additional thing that it has is an adjustable parallax on the side integrated in with the push button illumination. That goes from 20 yards to infinity. Now, if you need or prefer to dial for distance, then this 3 to 15 here in the middle of the table might be your go-to in this magnification range. It features the same optical system as the capped turret model, but in this case it has an exposed locking elevation turret that features our RevStop Zero system inside, making returns to zero after dialing super easy and fast. One thing you'll notice about the windage turrets on these Viper HD models featuring the exposed locking elevation turrets is that they're still capped. Now, that's for overall form factor and a little weight savings as well. To complement that exposed elevation turret and give you more information in your reticle, all while maintaining a simple field of view, this 3 to 15 by 44 uses the VMR3 reticle in the second focal plane with an illuminated center dot and available in MOA or MRAD. As far as length and weight goes on the 3 to 15 by 44 models, it's 13.2 inches long. The capped model comes in at 21.5 ounces, and the exposed elevation turret model comes in at 22.5 ounces. Taking another step up in magnification, we find ourselves at the 5 to 25 by 50 models of the Viper HD lineup. These models are perfect for Great Plains, open country hunters, antelope to coyotes, really anything where you're going to need more magnification. Once again, just within the 5 to 25 magnification range, we have a couple of different flavors. Mostly what that boils down to is the reticles and the focal planes that they're in. So the second focal plane model here is very similar features-wise to our exposed elevation turret model within the 3 to 15 line. So as far as features go, you can really just mirror that right over. The only difference you're getting is, of course, the fact that it is 5 to 25 in the magnification range. Now, this VMR3 reticle here is in the second focal plane. One thing worth noting, oftentimes those reticles subtend correctly with the scale of the image at the highest magnification. In the 5 to 25's case, it subtends at 20 power, and there is a detent in the mag ring, so you can be sure you're on the right magnification before using that VMR3 reticle. Moving over to our last scope here, again, 5 to 25 power, same optical system as the second focal plane model, but now this utilizes our VMR4 reticle in the first focal plane. Why is that important? If you're a hunter who's wanting to use the drops or subtensions about the center part of your reticle, then you're going to need to make sure that those are in the proper scale to your image in order to use them and expect them to be accurate. On a second focal plane rifle scope, the image moves, it grows and shrinks around the reticle, and the reticle is not growing and shrinking with it. So there's only one magnification where all of those hash marks really are true to what we expect them to be. In first focal plane, that reticle is going to grow and shrink with the image, and it's always going to stay at the same scale. So anytime you go to use those hash marks, or in this case also it has windage dots in the lower two quadrants, anytime you go to use those on any magnification, you know that they're going to be accurate to the MOA or MRAD value that you expect them to be. One quick thing worth pointing out anytime we talk about focal planes, first or second, any of these scopes, regardless of whether they're first or second focal plane, the center of that reticle, which is a fine point in space, is always accurate to your 0 or whatever distance you may have dialed into the turret, regardless of what magnification you're on. The only thing we're referring to here is all the hash marks around the center or the dots that you're using. Those are what's important to be at the same scale to the image. Now, a couple of specifics about the VMR4 reticle. Remember, this reticle is assuming that the shooter, taking advantage of the first focal plane, is going to be holding over a fair amount. Now, that's why it has a windage tree, or the dots in the lower two quadrants, allowing a shooter to hold for both elevation and windage on a more precise point at the same time. The illumination occurs on the vertical and horizontal stadia. It is an illuminated crossplex. So that way, if you're on lower magnification, when the reticle appears to shrink, you can illuminate it, see it more easily, or of course, in low light scenarios, it makes the reticle a whole lot more visible. The VMR4 can be had in either MOA or MRAD. The parallax knob on the 5-25 models is located on the left side of the rifle scope, just like the 3-15, and goes from 20 yards to infinity. Length and weight on the 5-25 models, regardless of second focal plane or first focal plane, is 15.2 inches and 25 ounces. As far as what comes in the box with your Viper HD rifle scope, all of the models come with a neoprene cover, sunshade, lens cloth, CR2032 battery for the illumination. The models with the exposed elevation turrets come with a turret tool and a RevStop ring for the Zero system in the elevation turret. Last but certainly not least, as with all Vortex products, the Viper HD rifle scopes are covered under our lifetime unlimited VIP warranty. But there you have it, folks. That's the Viper HD lineup of rifle scopes. If you have any questions about these scopes in particular or any products in the Vortex lineup, let us know, and you can hit us up in the comments below via phone, social media, email, whatever works best for you. We appreciate you watching this video. We'll see you on the next one.